What's going on, everybody? I'm Kevin from the Puff and Ponder podcast, and it's another episode of the Diary of a Mad Mechanic. A lot of gambling going on at the shop the last few days. People just, hit me. I'll stick. Red 32. Not that type of gambling. I'm not a gambler. I went somewhere and I actually had cash for once, and I got like $2 back, and I'm like, give me a couple of them scratch offs, and I was so mad when I lost $2. I've actually got an event. We're going to talk about something in a second. I've got an event at the Hard Rock Casino in Tampa that's coming up Saturday, a cigar event. We went last year. On the way out, we spent $1. Put $1 into a slot machine, played it, lost, and we walked on. Because I lost, I am not going to play this year. I don't gamble with money. I don't gamble with my life, and I don't gamble with my car, my automobile, my truck. First one we got in, a couple brake squeak, and they wanted a complete vehicle inspection. Brakes were fine, no issues with it at all. Tire light was on, it was flashing. They had a bad sensor, one inoperable sensor, two with low batteries, and one good one. So we recommend all four, since they're of the same age, and the ones with the low batteries are gonna die, eventually. I noticed on my test drive, steering wheel was cocked about 3/4 of an inch, and I didn't pull or anything. When I got it up, and I noticed some edge wear on the tires. Cabin air filter was completely clogged, so I'm like, presented everything, because I'm one of the few technicians I can present everything to the customer. And then they're like, well, we definitely want to do that cabin air filter. We can see that it's nasty. Put a new one in. So I'm like, all right. And then on the tire pressure sensors, it was like $350 for all four of them, because I got to break down the tires, rebalance them, everything else. Not a fast job, takes about an hour. And they're like, oh, it's way too expensive. And I go, well, I mean, it's out of your budget, not too expensive. It's actually pretty spot on. They agreed with that. And I sometimes take offense to the word too expensive or cheap, either out of your budget or, inexpensive. So they don't want to do that. Like, oh, just keep an eye on my tires. I'm like, oh, just remember, if you got one going low, it's what are the odds? You're going to pay attention to that, because that light's always on. And I said, kind of gambling with that situation. And the guy's like, it's a gamble. I'm willing to take the risk. And then on the alignment, I'm like, your alignment's out. I know that. I don't have to check it. I know what I'm doing. Steering wheel's off center. You got edge wear on both front tires. You need an alignment. I don't know. I go, alignment's $123. It's good for 12 months or 12,000 miles. You can have it realigned as many times as you want. And I go, if you don't align it, you're going to wear the tires at a quick rate, and you're going to end up replacing them early. Here's the thing. Are you going to replace them early to where you'll have saved money by spending $123 on an alignment, or you spend $123 on alignment, you still have to replace them at a certain time to where you probably will have to get the alignment anyways? So the guy's like, I don't know what you just said. And I'm like, I'm not 100% sure what I just said either. But if you don't get the alignment, you're going to wear out your tires a whole lot faster than if you bought the alignment and you had it done. Which is going to happen first? So the guy's like, it makes sense. I'll go ahead and risk it. And just do that cabin air filter. I'm like, all right, whatever. It's your car. It's your car. Risk it. Another vehicle, the one I actually just finished up with, working on right before I left work. Got oil change, tire rotation, slow service day. So I still make money, oil change, tire rotations, alignments, things like that. They don't pay the greatest, but every 10th helps. And then he goes, oh, don't bother checking the cabin air filter. I have an aftermarket filter in there, and it's supposed to be way better. And I go, what? I go, I've never heard of aftermarket cabin air filters. I just run really good cabin air filters. I go, do you mind if I take a look at it and see what you got? And he goes, yeah, not a problem. So I pull it off, and it's actually a really nice carbon, like activated charcoal, and but it's really super heavy. And I asked the guy, I go, what did this cost you? And he goes, that's about twice the price of a standard cabin air filter, but it's supposed to last a whole lot longer. And I go, and I'm feeling it, and I go, I wonder what the CFM difference is. And he goes, what do you mean? I go, well, there's a whole lot more media in here, and it's really heavy. And I go, I'm just wondering if, the difference of if your blower motor has to pull a lot harder, drawing more amperage to get the air past this cabin air filter than a new one. And I go, did you put this in yourself? And he goes, yeah, I put it in myself. And I go, did the price justify, because cabin air filters are fairly inexpensive, and if you can put them in yourself, there's no labor. So I'm wondering if the price difference and the fact that it's going to cause your blower motor to work even slightly. It's, the media was thinking of, so it's not going to be, maybe it's not going to work twice as hard, but maybe it works 10% harder, 5% harder. But even at like 5% harder, the manufacturer didn't take that into consideration when they designed your HVAC system. So I'm just wondering, what was that really a good move? And like the guy and I were talking, and he's like, you know what? I never thought about that. And he goes, but I don't know. And he asked me, he goes, what would you do? I go, I don't know. You already spent the money on it. I mean, it's still fairly new. I go, I don't know. I go, it's one of those things. It's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I go, I'd probably keep it in, but I wouldn't have bought it because I know how to replace them and they're not that expensive. So I don't know. Another guy, this was yesterday. He needed, going back to Canada, Nova Scotia. He needed front and rear brakes on his vehicle, and he's trying to save a bunch of money. And he only wanted the pad slap, no cutting the rotors, no turning, to save him some money. The rotors were within specifications. They weren't glazed. They didn't have lips on them. Just the brake pads were at 1 millimeter. He's like, can you save me some money? I'm going to trade this in when I get home. And I go, yeah, we can cut your brake if we're just doing a pad slap. There's probably not going to be any issue. I go, we just can't warranty against squeaks or noises, things like that, because the job's not done properly per se. But we can save you some money since the rotors are in great shape. Rear pads, I go, you're down to like 2.5 millimeter. I go, the manufacturer says 2 millimeter. Nova Scotia's a long way away, and what are the odds something's going to happen on the road? I go, I don't know. And he goes, can you give me your opinion on what? And I go, let me stop you right there. I go, no, we don't give our opinions, especially when it comes to a safety-related item like brakes. I give you the facts. You're at 2.5 millimeters. The manufacturer recommends replacing your pads at 2 millimeters. So I'm recommending that you replace your pads. They should be done. I go, will they make it up north? I go, I don't know. I go, I can't tell you that. I can just tell you I'm recommending you to replace your brake pads in the rear as well as your front. And he goes, okay, just go ahead and do the front. I'm going to chance it, because I'm trading him in as soon as I get home. And I told him, I said, it's pretty big gamble. I go, something happens on the road. You're out in the middle of nowhere. I don't know. So he goes, I'll chance it. I'm like, all right. So the brakes, man, you're gambling with not only your life, you're gambling with other people's lives. Plus, who wants to be out in the middle of Pooler, Georgia, broke down on some back road, and then adding whatever to your journey, and then you're at the mercy of whatever shop. Hopefully you find a really good shop that'll take good care of you, and your parts are going to be in stock and be back on the road quickly. That rarely happens. The cabin air filter thing, yeah, that's a gamble that's not, probably not going to cause any issues. The tire light thing, yeah, the alignment, the tire light's a big one. That's a big if, because people are like, my light's always on, and look at the tires. They look okay. You can't tell by looking at a tire if it's 10 pounds low. So yeah, those are just 3 stories. Take those stories. If you get something out of those stories, good. If not, those are just 3 stories. I don't have to tell Jessica now, because she doesn't want to hear them because they're boring. All right, cats and kittens. Peace.